Okay. Like I said, there are only two types of objections: limiting beliefs about yourself, limiting beliefs about network marketing. Let's go through some of the common ones. We made a list before. Let's make another list. Let's see if I was able to guess pretty close to your list. I'm not that type of person. Yeah. And I'd hate to really know what that type of person really looks like in their head. You know, that type. Oh, don't be one of those types. I don't want to annoy my friends. This is one of the biggest unspoken ones in all of network marketing. They don't normally say it, but they think it. Especially if you're annoying in your process. I don't want to do what you just did to me. I'm interested in the opportunity, but I'm not interested in doing what you just did. That would suck. I'm not a salesperson. Just not a salesperson. Sorry. I can't see myself doing this. I just can't picture it. I don't want to sell door to door. Good. Me either. I make enough money already. I'm fine. The assumption there is you're kind of like, aren't you kind of poor and destitute? You need to make some extra dollars, right? It's like, look, I'm fine. I'm fine. Pay my bills. I'm okay, right? I don't like to talk to people. I don't like people. I don't like to talk. I'm not good at sales. Another version, same thing. Don't have the money. Just don't have the money. Would love to do it. Sounds interesting. Don't have the money. Don't have the time. These are like the big ones. I'm super busy. You don't understand. I'm very, very important. I don't have the time. I need to talk to my spouse. Translation. I've done stuff like this before, and I swore if I ever did it again, or she swore if I ever did it again, I'm dead meat. Or he, either way. I'm too old. Just too old. It's not my thing. Young man's game, young woman's game. Too young. Nobody will listen to me. How can I do it when I'm too young? No, I don't have any credibility. I don't like rejection. And you live in a rejection world, right? It's like Boiler Room, right? Just got to call, dial for dollars. Ugh, I don't want to do that. I want to sleep on it. Let me just think about it. Translation, I want to run away now. Please let me leave. How much are you making? How much are you making, big shot? That one just petrified me. I hated it so much. How much you make? How long you been involved? How much you making? 3 years. How much you making? $1,000 a month. That sounds dumb. I don't want that. Yeah, but I'm dumb, so, you're probably smarter. You'll probably do better than me. I hated it. I'll teach you how to answer it. It's really fun answer. It's a fun answer. Nobody ever makes it in network marketing. That's all that stuff. Nobody makes it. Everybody gets involved. I know these people, they come and they go, but they don't succeed. Nobody makes any real money. Do we have any more? Oh yeah, we must have more. It's too good to be true. Too good. My grandfather told me, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I said, sorry, let me change my pitch. I'll make it harder. Why do you still have a day job if this is so amazing? So awesome, so spectacular. Why are you still working for the man? Only people at the top make money. Heard that one. Only people at the top make money. I like joking with people. You can start at the top today. Poor people won't have money for this, and rich people won't be interested. Won't be able to sell any product. Rich people can't be bothered with this nonsense. I've never met anybody who makes money as a network marketer. And if I've never met them, they must not exist. There are more. How's your company any different from all these? How is the company different from this or different from that? What makes you special? It's too saturated already. Everybody's going to hear about it. If you get five, get five, get five, get five, and the whole country, the whole world's recruited in 15 months. Right. Is it a pyramid? It's one of them pyramids. Your company's illegal. Going to jail, man. I think I saw this on American Greed. How do I know I'll get paid? I'm going to do this thing. How do I know this is legit? How do I know that the company's going to last? How do I know they're going to be around? I don't want to look stupid. You put it in front of your family on there, but it's not necessary. I don't want to look stupid in front of my family, in front of my friends, in front of anybody. I don't want to look stupid. Right now, I have my job. I got a little respect. I got a business card. I got my name on the cubicle. I got my plant. I got my action figures up in my cubicle and my pictures of Hawaii that I'm going to get to someday. I want to try the products. I need to try it. I need to try it for the next 3 years, and we'll see. Cool. Fine. I don't know anybody. All these people. You know all these people. I don't know anybody. All my friends are poor. Nobody can afford this stuff. You crazy? Oh, you rich people. Why should I trust you? You seem like you just got started. You don't seem to be any expert. Why should I trust you? I don't know anything about this business. Something totally new to me. Get that from time to time. If I join, will you help me? Easy one. I don't have a car or a computer. I can't make this work. Any others you can think of? Does it matter? We already know that there's just two. Limiting belief about network marketing, limiting belief about yourself. That's it. There's just two. Once you get yourself clear, when the objection comes up, you just put it in your mind and say, oh, do I need to help them with their perception of the profession, or do I need to help them with their perception of themselves? Limiting beliefs about network marketing are easy. Limiting beliefs about people's selves sometimes are really old. Sometimes they're not willing to deal with their old programming. That's just part of life. Okay? So don't feel bad if some people are not willing. Some of this stuff happened at the age of 4. They told that they were going to be nothing. They told that they were never going to be successful, or money was evil, or whatever, something. Entrepreneurialism is a dead-end street. Some old programming got stuck. So those are the 4 modules for this. So here's what we covered through this, and before we role play. Rewiring of your brain. The mindset necessary to be successful. The concepts of dealing with objections and how to go pro. And before we start, talking about each objection, and I'm just going to kind of bang through them and role play and give you some ideas on some of these. I told you, I didn't want to leave you hanging. I told you, like, when somebody asks, how much are you making? All that stuff. There's a traditional way, and here's what I want you to understand. There's a traditional way, and then there's some alternatives that you can sprinkle in here or there. The traditional 4-part plan that I just described to you will take you all the way to the end. It'll take you anywhere you want to go. If you just practice that and work on that and build that into your arsenal of knowledge and abilities, you're going to be fine. Those 4 things will take care of you. Now, I love the simple little 3 of these and 4 of these and 6 of these. I got a lot of those. But this little simple 4-step thing is all you need to know when it comes to using objections to build a better relationship with your prospect, whether they join or not. It's all you need to know. It'll take you all the way there. So let's do this. First of all, has this been valuable so far? Yeah? Good. My goal is I want you to feel empowered. I want you to feel unstoppable. I want you to feel incredibly strong and knowledgeable and skilled. I want you to feel like a neurosurgeon who had a patient just come in who's in a terrible situation, but you got this. The person who's stuck in a limiting belief, and they walk into your orbit, and because they were fortunate enough to do that, you have the ability to liberate them from limiting beliefs. Whether they join or not is not important, but I want you to feel that solid. Okay? How many people feel, we rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, go back to your notes. But prior to having this discussion, what we've just talked about, going through this course, what did you start on a scale of 1 to 10 when it came to your confidence? An 8? 3? 5? How many people have gone up so far? Now, if you practice, you're going to go up farther, right? Here's what I got to tell you. You could become world class in a very short period of time. It doesn't take that long. So long as you have structure. So long as you have structure. Now, before I go through these 21 objections, let me give you one of my favorites. And it might even be in the 21 that we talk about, but I'm going to do it anyway. Anybody ever run into a network marketing hater? Anyone? They go, network marketing. You know those people? I want to teach you how to deal with a network marketing hater. Who'd like to learn how to deal with a network marketing hater? Yeah? I'm going to teach you how to do that. It's so much fun. I love it so much. I used to hate it. Because I used to be, I'm like, this is my profession, man. Anybody see, there's been a few celebrity types recently that had a few things to say about network marketing. One of them was Dave Ramsey. The other one was Gary Vaynerchuk. And Gary, they're both, I'm not close with Dave. I respect his work. But both of them were a little bit uneducated, in my opinion. And I did shows specifically about what they had to say as a teaching tool. And if you watch it, you'll see exactly how I dealt with the objection in a way that hopefully reached them in a way that they would at least be able to hear it. Okay? Now, there's different kinds of people who bring up the network marketing objection. One is people are looking for clarity. Is this network marketing? Is this like one of those pyramids like Amway? Is it one of those? The clarity people. That's fine. They're just trying to categorize it. Okay? Then there's the second group that's like, is this network marketing? And what that tells you is they've been pitched a lot, right? And that's okay. You can deal with that too. The one I'm going to deal with now is the person that says, network marketing, are you kidding me? It's a scam. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's a Ponzi. It doesn't work. It's nonsense. Anybody else around? You want to hear what I have to say? Right? I'm talking about those. Anybody ever get one of those? Okay. If not, give it time. Here's what I know. When a person does that, I know they have a story. It's so, how many people in this room said, never, ever, ever, ever am I ever going to get involved in network marketing? Ever, period of end of story. I'm not doing it. It's a scam. It's baloney. It's nonsense. Not doing it. And you had emotion about it. Anybody? First of all, and here you are. Secondly, here's what I know about all of you. All of you had a story. You can't have that kind of emotion without a story. You can't have it. You had that feeling? What's your name? Dondi. Spell it. Dondi. So Dondi says, network marketing, stop talking. I don't want to hear it anymore. Right? You probably said something like that to several people. And then call security.
It's still rattling away.
He says that to me. I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. I need a microphone. Who's got a microphone? As soon as he says it, I'm like, wait a minute. Hold on. Dondi, you've got a story. Something happened. Was it you? Did you get involved before? Was it somebody in your family?
No.
There has to be something. You can't have this kind of emotion. Tell me the story. I got to know. Forget about the business. Forget about all this other stuff we're talking about. I got to know. What's the story?
I get pitched multiple times a week.
You get pitched multiple times a week? Yeah. And is it just the pitch that bums you out?
No, it's the rudeness.
The rudeness.
It's ignoring the 9 no soliciting signs from the parking lot to my door.
Oh, the people soliciting. What's your business?
Chiropractor.
So they come in just come in barreling in, and they don't respect your business.
Right.
Oh, that sucks, man. So you never ever took you just said nope, I'm not doing it.
Oh no, I was willing to listen, and I tried the products, and they never did what they said they were going to do.
Oh, you listened, you tried the product,
and
the
it was
product
always about money.
It's always about money. Blah blah blah.
I didn't need another job.
Didn't need another job. You're good.
Money.
You're making good money as a chiropractor.
Right.
I love chiropractor. Chiropractor's amazing. Crack the bones. Got to hear to crack the bones. It's awesome.
Get in line.
Crack the bones is so good. Right? Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been doing that?
12 years.
So how many pitches do you think you got over the course of your career?
Multiple per week.
Multiple per week?
Yeah.
No joke. Really?
Seriously.
So you're like 100, 200 a year?
Oh, yeah.
And how far do these pitches go before you shut them down?
In the beginning, it's once we shut them down and they turn around and start talking to our patients. That's when I'd call
then they
security.
started mining your patients?
Yeah. That's why we call it security.
Oh, so gross.
But I had revenge.
You had revenge?
Oh, yeah.
What was the revenge? What'd you do?
Our office policy was when they came in, they would say, oh, Dr. Nettles is really into that. Do you have any magazines, brochures, whatever? Give it us all. Give it all you have. He's got friends. We'll have a big party over it. And as soon as because if they're going to waste my time, it's going to cost them.
Oh, so you made them give up their samples
up everything, and
and
as
stuff?
soon as they left, we threw it away.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So all their brochures and their samples is you just threw it in the back.
Threw it away.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. So you took their disrespect and you like tripled it.
Yeah.
This is so great. So you've had this experience, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you never joined.
No.
Did you ever know anybody who joined?
Oh, yeah.
Outside of your patients?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happened with them?
Colleagues were never really that successful, but I knew people that were.
Oh, you knew some people who were successful?
Yeah.
But you just didn't...
it just was a distraction for me. I didn't need the money, and I didn't want to be distracted, and I didn't want to have that kind of a tactic.
Yeah, it was rude, right?
Yeah.
The whole inviting process was just kind of unprofessional.
Right.
Yeah, I totally get that. And first of all, I'm sorry that happened, man. That sucks. To be able to do it. It's kind of fun how you dealt with it.
Yeah.
Yeah? But I will tell you something. I wasn't so sure about this network marketing thing either when I first looked at it. first video I looked at, everybody was making $1 million in like 15 seconds, and the product, cured everything, and it was just so unrealistic, all this hype, a lot of hype.
Oh yeah.
A lot of inappropriate. People were like overzealous. They're just like, I don't know, like pit bulls. They just run around, locking their jaws on your ankles or whatever. It's just, it was weird, right?
Yeah.
You had the same thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you, when I went through that was my perception too. And I didn't want to be that person at all. But I'll tell you what, I did a little bit of homework, and I found out that not everybody acts like those crazy people that are pounding on your chiropractic door. Not everybody is the cheap salesperson. You know what I mean? That's just going out there with all the hype and all the nonsense. And there are amazing products out there that have a meaningful difference in people's lives. So when I looked at it, for me to get involved, it would have to be more professional. And it would have to fit my model of how to do business in the world. And if it didn't, I wasn't going to be interested, So I think you and I are pretty much the same, right? So I'll tell you what I did. I did some research, and I found it. Because you said some people that did well, right?
Yeah.
But you didn't want to have to do that other stuff. I found a way to be able to have the benefits like you saw other people have without having to be that person. Without having to have a group of those people, without having to train those people, without having to deal with all that nonsense and all that hype and all that baloney and do it professionally.
Right.
You know what I mean? So guys like you and me as professionals can find our place in this entrepreneurial space, without having to jeopardize our whole reputations.
Right.
So we get the benefit without the pain. So let me ask you a question. If I could show you what I found and how it worked with credibility and professionalism, would you at least be willing to, just take a look with me? See if it's for real?
Sure.
Sure. See what happened in that process? We became buddies. Yeah. And he became heard. He was able to express his opinion and his frustration because I gave him full permission to do it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. And I dropped all the other stuff I didn't care. I related, and then I told a story, and then I asked him a question. Same, but all of it stops with the whole stop. Wait, you got a story. Put the other stuff aside.
Right. Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
And for many of those people, it's the first time they could ever say why they were upset. Some people joined and their company went out of business. They said never again. Yeah. So you can commiserate. I'm sorry that happened. That sucks. You put your whole reputation on the line and then it didn't work out. That's terrible. People had to look at you weird if that happened. Sorry. So for you to do something like this again, it would have to be solid, right? Yeah. It would have to be, you'd have to feel really confident it was going to be long-term, right? Yeah. If I could show you a potential long-termer, you be the judge. But if I could show it to you, the thing I know about people who have been involved in network marketing is once it gets in your blood, chances of you coming back and getting involved again are really good. Anybody who's been in once and left for whatever reason, they've got this little thing nagging in the back of their head, this unfinished business. It's like, I've got to go finish that thing because I know that there's something there, right? So that's it. That's how you deal with a hater. You just let them, give me all of it. Tell me the nastiest of the story. I got to hear it all. Tell me. I want to know. That's how you handle it. So here's your assignment. Go find a network marketing hater. Go find one. And then find out why. Why are you a hater? Tell me. Tell me why you hate it. Tell me all the reasons why. Now, his wasn't what I expected. It was just the pitch, remember? We talked about how the invite can turn people off. The invite to him was so rude that it just turned him off. Other people joined. They tried for 2 seconds. It didn't work out. Other people were abused by their upline. Other people, not that way abused, but beat on and told what to do and treated like employees by their upline. Some people had companies that, did things that they didn't agree with. Whatever. Lots of different things happen. It's okay. It's common. But you can use it as an opportunity to build rapport. Here's what I know about this gentleman and myself. We're buddies now. We have a little bit of connection now. I know where he's coming from now. Right? So no matter if he says yes or if he says no, if he says, look, the psychic damage is too much. Fine. No problem. I'll stop in. I'll send you some clients. Whatever. But it's fun to at least know. And I want you to at least know that there's some good companies out there. Because I'm a pro. This is what I do. Got it? All right, cool. Let's go through some objections. I'll give you some non-formulaic ideas when it comes to these objections. But first, we talked about, there's only two to kind of summarize. As you review the scripts that we're talking about, think about whether they are about yourself or network marketing. Keys to addressing objections: build rapport first, find commonalities, find out why they're interested in the new opportunities, what are their wounds. Use your personality and style when responding. Be genuine, care about their circumstance, listen. Know when to stop talking and let them talk. Give people time to process. Avoid being confrontational. Come from a servant leader position. You're there to serve them. And feel felt found. Now, all of these are going to be in addition to the basic fundamentals. But just know this. Any of these little tips will help you, but the fundamental 4 things will take you all the way. Got it? All right, let's go. 21 common objections. Is this another pyramid scheme? After you do the whole process, you can throw in pyramids are illegal, of course. There's no exchange of goods or services. We offer products of blah, blah, blah. If your belief in the profession is strong and your posture yourself is a person of integrity, then this objection will rarely come up. Have you ever noticed the powerful, strong people? You don't get this one as much because you're not projecting it. Have you noticed? Those of you who are strong in the marketplace, they don't get it as much. Is this another pyramid scheme? No. Why do you ask? I'm glad you asked this because this business is for people who aren't into illegal pyramid schemes. All these different things. These are examples of things that people have used throughout the profession for many, many years. I'm still a fan of the fundamental 4 process because it's going to build more rapport. But people who are skeptical and negative are usually hurting in some way. MLMs have a bad reputation. Thought the same thing. Here's what this person has to say. Here's what that person has to say. The other thing's true, and I always try to put these different things into my own experience, my own story. Like, I'll give you an example. Instead of telling people, you're going to find unethical people in any business, I'm going to say, I did some research, and when I decided to really look at that, I realized that there are unethical people in every business. And that didn't make the profession itself a challenge. That made the people in that profession a challenge. And you need to avoid those people and root them out. That's what I realized for me. Instead of lecturing them, I would tell about my experience with the process. You start a big business with a little investment. You have third-party input. You got Rise the Entrepreneur. You've got Richard Branson. You got Tony Robbins. You got tons of people talking positively. Another thing you can ask if they say this is, who said this to you? Where'd you get this from? Oh, just a buddy? Yeah. Well, I did the research on this. I had my friends do the same thing. They were offering some suggestions to me. And what I realized is they might not be as qualified as some of the others that are thinking that this is the place for the new economy for entrepreneurs to be able to go out there and do what they need to do.
They just all think it's a scam.
They think it's a scam? Yeah, why do they think so?
Because they're just not educated.
You think just because they're not educated? Okay. Or maybe they just had a bad experience. Or maybe somebody pitched them weird. Or maybe they think it's too good to be true or whatever. That's okay. People are going to think that stuff. But again, do you hear my tone? Do you see my posture? I'm ready to not like, oh, great, an objection. I'm not really going there, but I'm ready at any moment to help further the process. Anytime somebody says, well, you know, I don't know about this. It's a bad reputation. I don't know if my reputation could take a hit. Right? So I get that. I understand. But everything that is mainstream was at one point new. Right? Everything that is popularized was at one point pretty obscure. And somebody, the people made all the money, are the people who saw something coming before it was obvious to the rest of the world. When I looked at this looked like something that I could get in front of instead of being behind. I'm not going to create the next Google or the next Facebook, but I can grow a world-class network all over the world. I can do that. And I can do it with my phone from anywhere for a few bucks. When I realized that, I said, I'm in. See what I mean? So if you hear the tone, you hear the posture with this. I've had bad experiences with MLM. In addition, hey, tell me your story. That's the biggest one. Or, you know, hey, I Googled it and there's a bad report. What I would say to that, I looked it up on the internet and somebody said they didn't like it. I said, so really? So internet? Here's what, instead of calling them an idiot, what I do is I listen, I relate, and I say, you know what? I looked it up too. And I also looked up Apple computer complaints. I Googled that. And I saw they have 423 lawsuits. And I saw they got huge sites dedicated to their critics. And they're the biggest company in the world. And I realized people can put anything they want up there. That's what I realized for me. So if there's a couple little articles here or there, somebody saying something here or there, that's fine. I did a little bit of research, and here's what I found out. Right? So the real question you want to ask is it real? And I could point you to all kinds of documentation that shows you that this company's for real. Tons of it. Tons of it. See what I mean? So instead of saying, oh, do your homework. Lazy. Believe everything you hear. Oh, it's on the internet. It must be true. Ho, ho, ho. We love to do that. We do. We love to do that. Just own it yourself and say, you know, hey, I saw the same thing. And I looked and I did my research. But then I also looked at the top 10 Fortune 500 companies and asked it and did a Google search if there was any complaints on any of them. You will not believe it. Google any Fortune 500 company and Google their name and complaints, their name and scam, their name and baloney, whatever you want to do. And you'll get page after page after page after page after page after page of people who hate their guts. Doesn't mean they're not successful. Doesn't mean they're not doing a great job. It just means everybody with the phone can be a critic. It's okay. I looked through it. I made a decision for myself. I don't have the time for network marketing. I felt the same way. We relate again. Always take all of these different scripts and put it into your own situation. Build your rut and let other people, kind of relate to you through your experience instead of telling them they're in a bad situation. Don't be preachy. Talk about yourself and let them see it through that same situation. Empathize. Ask people questions. And you can also brainstorm if you want. When it comes to no time, I don't have the time. So, can I help you with that? You want me to help you with the time thing? Yeah, help me. All right, let's break it down. How many hours are you working? how many hours you need to sleep, what are you doing in between, what are the hours that are available. Honestly, how many hours are you scrolling on the internet? Scroll, like, scroll, comment, scroll, watch a video. Honest, just be honest. I do a lot. So I'm not judging you when I'm saying it. Are you all caught up on Game of Thrones? What I realized for me, that if I was honest, there was a bunch of little pockets of space that I could free up in order to be able to build a better future. I just had to make it a priority, right? So you can brainstorm and you can actually go through the logic of it with people. That's no problem. More I don't have time stuff. Ask questions. Not a big time commitment to start. You can limit it if you'd like. Go through. Let them know. But here's one thing I got to tell you. If you talk to somebody and they say, I don't have a lot of time, don't tell them that they can build a fortune with 3-4 hours a week. Just don't do it. Just tell them you can start. You can start, but you can't go all the way. It's just not real. I can help you get a little traction, get things going to the point where you got to make a decision. Do I want to go full-time, part-time, full-time, part-time? My goal, if I go to work with you, if you have the same goal, is to use the part-time thing to be able to build a ramp to be able to make that leap and go full-time and say goodbye to that job and really enjoy yourself as a network marketing professional. That would be my goal if you have the same goal. But don't think you can go all the way to the top in a few hours a week. That has more credibility, right? You can build a nice little thing, but it's going to be a nice little thing. Don't have the money? Again, outside of relating to it, you can ask some questions. Is that really the issue? You can find out, is that really the issue? Or are you just telling me, you're not interested? It's okay. If you're not interested, it's fine with me. I'm just looking for a solution for you. If that works for you, fantastic. If it doesn't, no problem. Right? We'll talk about money. It's not about, what I realized for me? Again, I'm not pointing at you. You know what I realized for me? It's never been about money. It's been about my choices, and it's been about being resourceful. And I could back up on that new putter for my golf game. I could back up on, having the fancy coffee twice a day. I could back up on a few things that are like luxury items for me in order to be able to invest in my future if I felt it was important enough. I could do that. See what I mean? So you can help them imagine some things that they could do based upon what you were willing to do. If they decide that they have the money already, they need to raise the money. One of the greatest things, I've never had this approach not work when somebody says, I don't have the money. You want me to help you? Yeah. They say yes. Fantastic. Let's sit down right now and let's brainstorm, and we'll make a list of 25 ideas on how to be able to raise the money or earn the money or find the money in order to be able to start the business. What does it cost to start? Cost $1,000? Okay, we're going to come up with 25 strategies to figure out $1,000. Are you in? Okay, we're in. And then we just sit down. It doesn't take very long. I could do this, 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 I could do this and this, I could do a combination of this and that. I could figure out all these different kinds of things. By the time you're at about 20, they go, I got it. I got it. You make a list of those 25 things and they still tell you they can't do it, then they just don't want to do it. It's not about the reality of it at all. But just try that one time. Take somebody that you know. Take the brokest person you know and say, can I do an experiment with you? Can we just sit down and brainstorm a way for you to figure out $1,000 to be able to start a business and create a future for yourself? You can decide if you want to do it or not. Doesn't matter. But if you want to do it, I want to help. Let's come up with some ideas. And every idea you can think of. Got anything in your house you could throw up on eBay? Can you do a garage sale? Can you figure out this? Can you figure out that? Could we go to 10 people that care about you? Could we get 10 people to invest $100 in you to be able to pay them back over time and your thanks? Could we do that? Is that possible? No. Okay. What's the next? What's the next? What's the next? What's the next? Come up with every idea you can think of. Could we go buy junk on a garage sale and put it up on Amazon to sell? Yes. Could we go get books from Goodwill and throw them up on Amazon to sell? Answer's yes. What can we do? There's a million things to do. Let's make it happen. Let's figure it out. Only people at the top make money. Here's what I tell people when that comes up. Say, listen, I totally get it. We've all heard these stories. People at the top of the mountain, they kick the snowball off the top of the mountain. It turns into an avalanche. They made trillions of dollars, and now they're retired on a beach somewhere. We've heard about this. You got to be in early. You got to make it at the top. I get it. I have the same thought. And then I did some research. And here's what I found out. On average, network marketing distributors make over $200 million every single day. $200 million is paid out in commissions every single day of the year. And only about less than 5% are paid to the people in the top 1%. Guess where most of the money goes? People making $300 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month. I realized that just wasn't true. You have to be in the top or you have to be early. It wasn't true. I also found out, did you know this? That people in your group below you can make more than you. I didn't know that. That made me feel cool because I was a little kind of salty that the person above me, just because they happened to hear about this a little bit before me, they get to be able to make money from me and I can never catch them. That would suck. If I could never catch them, but guess what? The company's figured all that out. I can catch them. I can go right past them like they're standing still. Yes, they can earn off of me, but I can still out-earn them. I love that. Right? So you can get a little educated after all the empathy, listen, relate, tell stories, ask questions. You can get a little educated and talk about some of these statistics. I already have a good job. I get it. I'm not talking about a job. I'm talking about cash flow. Guess what people are interested in? Cash flow. Matter of fact, the idea of a business is just starting to be sexy again. Just now. To be sexy again. Because of all this talk about entrepreneurship, it's just now starting to be sexy again. For a long time, you said, you want to start a business? Most people would say, no. Too much pain, too much drama, too much risk, too much expense. I'm not equipped. I need to fit into a system. Start a business, too scary for me. Recently, it started to be sexy again. Just recently, started to be this idea. And a lot of things have helped. The Ubers and the Airbnbs and the Amazons and the Shark Tanks and all these different things have made it a little bit more sexy. But watch Shark Tank. That's painful.
Yes.
I'd like to sell 90% of my company for $82,000. And they made it all sexy. Guess what's sexy? Guess what's sexy? You can build a huge business and nobody gets to own none of you. They don't get to own a piece of you. That's sexy. You got a business, your business. You don't answer to nobody. There's no board of directors telling you what to do. There's no other shareholders pushing you around. You get to own it all of it, without an employees. I mean, come on. It's so great. I wish you guys were prospects and I could convert you into distributors, but you're already in. So you already have a good job. I'm not talking about a job. I mean, after we get through all the rapport building, all that stuff, I'm not talking about job. I'm talking about cash flow. The most successful people I know are interested in cash flow. The millionaires that I know are interested in cash flow. What if you could use some of your influence in order to be able to create another stream of income for yourself? You tell me that doesn't interest you? Really? That's surprising. I have a job. I get it. But you're never interested in another stream of income? Now, let me make one thing very clear. The worst thing in the world to do is have multiple streams of income in different network marketing companies. The worst idea on the history of the world. It's never worked in 30 years. 30 years. It's never worked. 100% true. So when you hear about multiple streams of income, what I would tell you, don't count that into, I need to have a little bit in this network marketing company, a little bit of that one, a little bit of that one. Have your network marketing business. But then if you want to invest in some income producing real estate, fine. If you want to have something in the stock market, fantastic. If you want to have something over in a retail establishment for somebody in your family to run in your local town, do it if you want. Whatever you want to do. That's fine. But business people understand creating additional cash flow. Not everybody's interested in starting a business, but everybody's interested in more cash flow. How much money are you making? The best answer I've ever heard to this is I don't know. I don't know. Because from the efforts that I've done so far, I'm going to get paid for so many years in the future, I can't even add it up yet because it hasn't all happened. I'm going to continue to earn and earn and earn from conversations I had in my first week. It's going to turn into money. It's going to turn into opportunity. It's going to turn into organizational growth. I can't tell you how much because I'm still earning it. And it's still going to keep happening. I love that one so much. Now, in addition to that, I would also say, listen, everybody's story is different. Everybody's path is different. Your path would probably be different than my path. Tell me an income story that would be interesting for you. And I'll tell you about a person in my company that is experiencing that right now. It's not about me. It's about seeing if this might be a fit for you. And I might not be your role model, but I can introduce you to somebody who would be an inspiration to you, that you would want to have the results that they have. I can introduce you to them. I can show you how they did what they did. You might have the talents and skills to do what they did, even though I don't, or I'm still working on it. You know, I'm a work in progress. I'm trying to figure this thing out as I go. I'm a connector. I'm not a guru. I connect really great people with a really great company. And then they take it wherever they want to take it. See what I mean? So you take it off of you. And you point them to a direction of somebody that will inspire them. Because if you talk to a big shot and you're a little shot, they're like, well, you know, why would I follow you? It's kind of insulting that I sign up under you. Why would I sign up under you? Not about me. I'm just a connector. And actually, the fact that I'm not that big a deal is going to be better for you because I'm clearly never going to be able to take credit for your success. I won't. You got it all, man. You think these are scripts? They're not. They're not. It's just a conversation. I've done it for 30 years, but it's just a conversation. I need to try the product first. I get it. I understand. I want you to be a product of the product. Also, what I do in addition to that stuff is I tell people, listen, I want you to try the product too. But just let me know now. Is this something to buy time? Is it an excuse? Or is it something you really want to get solid with? Just let me know. Let's save the time. You know, we don't need to hang around and waste time, and I'm pretending to follow up and chase you about this product, and you never really cared. You take it home, you put it on the shelf, you never really tried it. You know what I mean? Let's save ourselves that grief, right? If you really want to try it, let me set you up as a customer. If you decide you want to get yourself converted to a distributor at some point or a long-term customer, fantastic. But let me just get you signed up that way. That's the best way to really feel how the company supplies it, how they ship it, how they send it. Because some prospects are going to try and get you to just give them everything, right? Oh, let me sample from you. Let me just try it from you. Let me just figure it out from you. Listen. Let me tell you what the business people I know do. They do due diligence on anything that they're looking to get involved with. So it's smart that you want to evaluate the product, but you need to evaluate the full experience. Wouldn't you want to know what a customer is going to feel like inside of this structure? Wouldn't that be important as part of your due diligence? Well, let me show you how the customer feels like. Here's how they sign up. Here's their choices of what they can buy on a monthly basis, and you can decide which ones you want to try, cancel whenever you want. You can even see what the cancellation process is. You can even see what the refund policy is. You can see all of that stuff. So let me show it to you. Okay? Ready to go? Let's go. Cool. Is that professional? Yes. Yeah. Here's the key. You noticing my posture? You noticing my tone? Who's in charge of these conversations? Yeah. Am I being a jerk about it? Nope. Just being a pro. That's all I'm doing. I'm not that type of a person outside of the traditional. I would say give yourself a little credit. Give yourself a little credit. I know you might have done this particular job for a while. I know maybe you've been trying to convince the world that you're a stay-at-home mom. I don't buy that story. I see something much stronger than that inside of you. I'm not buying this story that you're a behind-the-scenes person. Somebody told you that story at some point. And maybe you bought it for a minute. But I look at you. You're not this behind-the-scenes hiding little person. You're a monster. You're an absolute killer. You're an entrepreneurial giant. You know it. Why are you playing so small? Let's go. And they go, you're right. I mean, I am a monster. What am I doing? I'm just believing in them. I'm not a salesperson. Look, you can try that on me if you want. You're not a salesperson. But I know who's in charge of that house and why. Because you sell those kids to do what they're supposed to do. You sell your spouse to do what he or she is supposed to do. You sell your value in the workplace every single day. You sell all the time. You just do. But that's not paying you as much as this is going to pay you. You could do it in your style. You can do it in your way if you want. Don't worry about that. But let's go. Come on. I'm not a salesperson. Same thing. Ha ha, very funny. Not a salesperson. Good one. Got it. Tons of these. We're always selling. We're always selling. One of my favorite ways to talk to people is, do you want to be an entrepreneur? You ever thought about being an entrepreneur? You ever thought about it? They say, yeah. And then we talk to them about this. And they say, well, I'm just not a salesperson. And you say you want to be an entrepreneur? Guess what's the first thing that every entrepreneur has to master? Selling. They've got to sell their employees to come and do the work for them, do their work. They've got to sell the bankers. They've got to sell the investors. They've got to sell the real estate people. They got to sell their customers. They got to sell all of their vendors. They're selling constantly. You want to be an entrepreneur? You want to, and maybe you're nervous. I get it. You're nervous. You're just getting started. You're nervous. Like, do I have to sell? Answer is yes, you have to sell. In life, you have to sell. In business, you have to sell. And this opportunity will give you the easiest entry there is to learn how to sell and become a person of influence. You want to learn? This will help you learn. This will help you do it. This will help you get there. Easier than any other way I know. It's easy. But come on. You want to be an entrepreneur, you got to figure out how to sell. That's just how it works. I don't want to bug my friends and family. I get it. And I don't want you to bug them either. I don't want you to bug them either. Who wants to bug friends and family? But what if you could help friends and family? What if you could show them what it is that you have to offer in a way that made them feel good, that built a great relationship, that improved their quality of life, and nobody felt weird about it at Christmas time. Nobody avoids you at the mall. Nobody feels weird at the family reunion because you're a professional. What if I showed you how to do that? Where you're not pushing and you're not bugging anybody. All you're doing is providing service and value. If I showed you how to do that, would you be willing to keep moving? Sure, let's go. I don't know anybody. In today's world, that one's really tough for anybody to talk about. How many Facebook friends you have? 600? Oh, really? Don't know anybody. This is one of the least valid. What they're really saying is, I can't quite get the candidate list long enough in my mind in order to justify joining. I can't quite think of somebody who might do this. So in that circumstance, what do I know I need to do? I need to work with that person to help them develop the candidate list. I need to start asking some questions like, who do you know that's dissatisfied? How many people do you know that could use this product or service? How many people do you know that are entrepreneurially minded? How many people do you know that are absolutely sick of their job and looking for something else? How many people do you know that want to put their kids in a better school but can't right now because they're limited? How many people do you know? 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 In all these different categories to activate their candidate list in their mind. Because once that list gets long enough, they join. So I don't know anyone. It's never real. You got to start asking some questions. Will it work for me? It depends. If you work, there's a good chance. Question I got to ask you is, are you willing to face your fear? And I don't know the answer to that question. You willing to face your fear? You willing to get outside of your comfort zone? Are you dissatisfied to the point that you're willing to do something different than maybe you've done up until this point? Are you open-minded to learning some new skills? If you are, then we can go. We can run. If you're not, I'm still willing to work with you. It's just going to take a little longer while we help you get past those milestones. But do you hear the tone with all this? Is this going to work? All this fear, all this doubt. What I'm trying to let them know is, hey, we got this. I don't really like rejection. Me either. Who likes rejection? But I can show you how to do it where you never get rejected. They might say no to the product. They might say no to network marketing. But nobody ever rejects me. I introduce this. People say yes or they say no. They say I'm in or they say I'm out. And it's fun. I could teach you how to do it so it's fun. This isn't the boiler room. This isn't cold calling. This is not telemarketing. This is not all these things that you might think it is. It's not. I don't know anything about this. Hey, I didn't either. Great thing is you can learn as you grow. No big deal. Don't worry about where you are at this moment. Just think about where you want to go. Sounds too good to be true. If so, then I didn't present it properly. Let me clarify. You're going to have to work your ass off. Let me clarify. It's going to take some time. Let me clarify. You're going to need to develop some new skills. Let me clarify. Uneducated people are going to think less of you in the process. Let me clarify. It's an emotional business. There are ups and downs like crazy that will drive you a little bit nuts. Let me clarify. Not everybody that joins with you is going to go across the finish line with you. Any other questions? Does that help your too good to be true objection? All those things are true, what I just said. But here's what I will tell you. It's worth it. It's worth it. I need to think about it. Totally get it. Go through the same process. The question I like to ask is, what do you need to think about exactly? What do you need to think about exactly? Tell me what you need to think about. Because then a couple more questions in, you'll get the real objection. I need to think about it's not an objection. I need to think about it as I want to get away from this. I'm uncomfortable right now. That's all that is. They don't have enough belief and trust and rapport in order to be able to just open up and tell you. So they say, I want to think about it. What do you need to think about? Exactly. Lots of ways to answer that. I can help you in your research. I encourage due diligence. I encourage skepticism. All that stuff's great. Let's figure it out together. I need to check with my spouse first. I get real honest at that point. I do. So you're telling me maybe you've tried something like this in the past and you now have family rules? I totally understand, and that's probably healthy. And talking to your spouse in starting a business is one of the smartest things you could do. Let me ask you, what are you thinking of talking with them about? What are you going to say? You've heard my presentation. What are you going to say to them? I went home, found this thing. We're going to be selling these widgets. Right? What are you going to say? Now, I'm not saying that I want to interject myself into that conversation, but can I help you? Can I be your friend in this process? You want to go talk to your spouse? Can I be your friend? Let me give you something to show your spouse. And my suggestion is show this to them and you be quiet. Because they won't be able to hear it through your words. They'll need to see somebody else talk about it. Show them this video, show them the product, show them the brochure, and then stay out of the way. And if they have questions, say, well, my friend Eric said if you had any questions, to give him a call. So you want to ask him directly? Because I don't know. I'm just bringing this stuff home because I think it might be something for our family. Let's explore it together. Let's do our research together. Let's make it happen together. So if I equip that person now to go home to that spouse with some third-party tools and a process to be able to just do your best not to try and sell your spouse on this idea, the chances are excellent it's going to get better. Yeah? All right. I need to pray on it. Need to pray about it. That one's a tough one. I don't really have much for this, to be honest with you. Because what are you going to do? Well, who are you praying to? I mean, you can't do that. What are you going to pray? You can't do that. Pray with them. You can pray with them if you want. Here's all I do in this circumstance is I say to them, listen, I totally respect that 100%. I grew up in a family of faith and I'm still consider myself a person of faith. I understand in important decisions, you need to seek some guidance. So that's cool. Please do that. And when would be an appropriate time for us to talk again where you feel like you've had the time to be able to pray about it and to be able to get whatever guidance that you're looking for? How long do you think that's going to take? Just a guess. I'm not holding you to it. You know, I know answers to prayer come in different times, but I just want to know what you think. Would it be good if I get back to you on Friday? Would it be good if I get back to you next Monday? Because I'm curious. And can I give you some things to study while you're praying about it? Some things to look at while you're praying about it? Would it be a good idea to maybe try the product while you're praying about it? All those different kinds of things? Seriously, would that be good for you? Would that be helpful? Because if it is, I want to be a help to you. I want to be a consultant to you. I want to be a servant to you in that process. And whichever decision you end up making based upon the guidance that you end up hearing, I'm with you. No matter what it is, it's going to be great. How do I know this company's going to last? You don't. You don't. But let me tell you something really cool. In today's world, nothing is permanent. They predict that 40% of the S&P 500 companies will not exist in 5 years. 40% will not exist in 5 years. They'll be merged, they'll be wiped out, they'll be gobbled up, something will happen. 40%. So are some network marketing companies going to fail? Are they going to not last the test of time? The answer is of course. But here's what I got to tell you. Your security is not with the company. We all hope the company lasts for 100 years. Our entire lifetime. But here's what I realized. The real skill, the real asset is your skills. If you have the skills inside of this business, no matter what happens, you'll always have job security. You'll always be able to grow a large organization. You'll always be able to have financial capabilities. You'll always have earning power. Always. Always. No matter how old you are, no matter what your educational background, it's different than corporate America. You can only go so far if you have a certain degree and you can't go any farther. Or if you're a certain gender, you can only make so much. Or if you're a certain age, they stop paying you. Or if you're making too much, they start chopping away at your ankles. This is different. We control this. We control this. We're the machine that drives all of this. The rest of the profession serves us. And it's the skills that will create a future. So don't worry about that security. The security's right there. Right there. That's where the security is. You got it. And we can develop that together. Let's make it happen. Understand? And that's true for all of you. Remember this. Objections are opportunities. Objections build relationships and rapport. Objections educate your prospects. Objections help you add value. Objections help people envision their possible future. And objections allow you to bridge the gap. At the end of the day, in my opinion, handling objections is critical to your success. It really is. It's the reason why I've spent all of this time on it. Now, will going through this course and listening to all this stuff for this whole time, is that going to make you a professional, world-class expert on handling objections? Yes or no? No. It's a start. It's a start. It's a foundation. Now what's required? Practice. Study, practice. Study, practice. Study, practice. Study, practice. Actually, let me add one to that. Study, practice, perform. Study, practice, perform. You learn from the doing. So you're going to practice with your friends, you're going to practice with your family, you can practice with your team. But then guess what I ended up doing a lot of the practice with? My prospects. I tried this out, didn't work. Tried another one out, that one worked really good. Guess where I found if I would you? By screwing around with one of my prospects. Guess where I learned how to deal with a big shot acting like a big shot in front of me when I was a young guy? Anybody ever deal with a big shot that says, oh, I'm so cool, I'm so cool? I did that by watching and modeling what the most successful guy in our business did with the same circumstance. Here's what happened. I'll tell you the story and then we'll wrap up. Here's what happened. We did a meeting at our little office. After the meeting, big shot marketing guy, in his 40s, super smart guy, and I'm in my 20s. He says, well, what about this? And I've got this strategy, and I have this idea, and I have this idea. And I kissed his ass. Oh, you're so smart. You're so intelligent. Let's try that. Yeah, we could talk to the company. Maybe they'll change all their rules and policies in order to be able to do that. Oh, that would be amazing. Yes, you can get all your offices. We'll do all that stuff. And I just... And he didn't sign up, and he left. And then I saw the top distributor in the company came into our little office. We did a presentation. You have to come through town. And another big shot after the meeting. It was so cool. I'm watching. I'm listening to every word. And the big shot says, well, what about this and what about that? And I thought about this. Basically, the same thing that I was getting that shut me down after I kissed the guy's butt for so long. It shut me down. I didn't know what to do with it. And the top earner listens to it for a minute. And he says, hold it. I'm making like $70,000 a month doing it this way. Would that be enough money for you? And the guy said, well, yeah. So why don't we just hold off on your brilliance and do it this way until you're making at least that kind of money, and then you could bring in all your ideas and we could see if you can accelerate it from there. Does that make sense? And the guy says, well, sure. He says, okay, you ready to sign up? The guy says, yeah, okay, I guess so. Come on over here. And he went, filled out the paperwork, signed him up. I'm like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. So, I'm just cannot wait for the next time big shot 40-something marketing guru shows up at my next meeting. One of my prospects. But about a month later, it happens. And I'm like, oh, I'm ready. So here's what I do. Big shot starts doing the stuff, and it clicks in my brain. Oh, he's doing the stuff. And I was like, I'm going to do the thing. But I can't do it exactly like the top earner did it, right? Because that wouldn't be honest. So I just adapted it a little. So I said, hold it, sir. Hold it. Listen. I think what you're saying, you're a smart guy. You're clearly a smart guy. You've done some smart businesses. But the people I work with, my good friends inside of this business, they're making $70,000 a month doing it this way. So let me ask you a question. Would $70,000 be a month be enough for you? He said, well, yeah. I said, well, let's go over here and get started then. We'll hold your brilliance until you get to $70,000 a month, and then we'll add your great ideas on top of that, and we'll accelerate it. You ready to go? He said, yeah, I guess so. All right, come on, let's go fill out the paperwork. He followed me over. We fill out the paperwork. The whole time I'm going, holy word. So what I learned through this process, and even in the objections, I learned from study, I learned from practice, I learned from performance, I learned from modeling, and I learned from constant improvement. Anytime I could see something or hear something that would improve a little bit here or there, it added to my mental arsenal to be able to just be ready to help a person. But I learned mostly to change my heart and change my head. So I was able to serve. That I was ready. I heard Les Brown told me once, I'd rather be ready for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity show up and I'm not prepared. So that's what this is about. That's what this whole course is about. For you to be prepared, for you to be ready. And understand, you don't have to be a genius at the beginning. If you have a good heart, people will read that and they'll give you all kinds of latitude. If you try to be something that you're not, of course, that's going to be a challenge for you. Okay? So you enjoy this course? All right. Congratulations. All of you, congratulations to the people at home. I think you're amazing. I think you're spectacular. Go out there, handle these objections, build relationships, and change the world. Love you all very much. Thank you.